guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica and I am author of Confessions of a Homeschooler website, where I share helpful homeschooling tips and tricks and organization, curriculum, all kinds of stuff. So today I'm back with another one of my Tip Tuesday videos, and today we're going to be talking about classic literature and just reading in general for your kids. I've been homeschooling for about 9 years, and one of the things that I was really hooked on was making sure we followed some kind of a rigorous reading curriculum. Now, while I do suggest doing some kind of a curriculum to help teach phonics and reading to younger kids, once they get to that point where they're really reading well, I don't think it's quite as important to follow something specific. Now, we were doing BJU Press reading for a while. We've tried Abeka reading. I tried Bookshark. I've also come up with my own reading list, which is kind of a mix of what we're doing this year. And the reason that I did that was I was so concerned with having the comprehension questions to go along with the reading, because really, I was worried that my kids were understanding what they were reading, I guess, or because people told me that I had to do some kind of specific reading curriculum, that I was kind of missing the point of what my goal was. And so I sat down one year and I thought, my son hates reading. My daughter loves reading, but she hates reading the stories that I'm forcing her to read using the different, curriculum. And nothing against the laid out curriculum. I think it's great. It does come with comprehension questions and tests and worksheets and all that kind of stuff. But I decided that my goal for reading for my kids was really that I wanted them to enjoy reading. I wanted them to seek out information on their own about things that they're interested in. And yes, of course, I want them to comprehend what they're reading as well. But was it so necessary for me to follow something super specific? And so what I ended up doing, as most of you know, and this isn't to sell my own curriculum, I'm just using it to make a point, was I created my own literature units. And for the littler kids, we're using these classic start versions because they're easier to read for them. For my older kids, these are starting to be too easy, and so I'm kind of having to change things up for them. But my point is that, my units come with like a lap book and just things that make them a little bit more fun. And kind of how we organize it is I let them go to our shelf of these classic literatures for the little guys, and I say, just pick whichever book you're most interested in. And they'll sit there and they'll read the backs and they'll think, okay, I really want to read this one. And I have found that doing that and letting them pick out their own literature for the year has helped tremendously. They're getting to pick things that they're interested in, and I started thinking like, I don't like reading books that I don't want to read either. And I'm not saying that there aren't certain books out there that I think you should read because they're important literature or classics or whatever that I do want my kids to, have in their brains. But I am saying that if you can make it something more interesting to them, then go for it. Why not? That's partly why I created these, because I still at least wanted the comprehension questions, at least for my younger kids for sure, to make sure that they were reading and retaining the information. But for my older kids, I do want that a little bit still, but I more want them to be interested in learning and what they're reading. And so now I let them pick out their own books. A lot of times we'll go to the library, I'll approve the book or whatever, and they can choose a book that they specifically want to read. And if I need to, I'll go and try and find comprehension questions for it. If I don't feel like I need to, we'll take a break and they just read every day. They come back, they tell me what their chapter was about, what happened in it, that kind of thing. I can ask them questions based on what they've told me if I haven't read the book. If I have read the book, great, I can ask even more in-depth questions. But that has just fostered a love of reading for all of my kids, including my son, who really despised reading. He did not like it. He always was like, oh, I don't want to do reading. And now that's the first thing that he wants to do because he loves it. He's picked something he likes and he's enjoying it, and that's what I want from him. Now for the comprehension part of it, for at least up till 6th grade anyways, I still use these. These are by Abeka. They're called Reading Comprehension Skill Sheets, and they're timed reading drills which kind of help prepare you for test taking. They read a selection, and they're based on their ages, and so the selections are a certain length, and they always have 10 comprehension questions on the back, and the answers are in the front. So this allows them to kind of get used to doing that, reading a paragraph, taking information, and answering questions about it. But then for their reading, they can do something fun. And when I'm planning during the summer, what I do is I'll usually try and look up reading lists for that specific grade, whatever they're in. And then they'll sit with me and we'll go through and pick out ones that we want them to read, things that I for sure want them to take a look at, that they might not so much be interested in, but I want them to read anyway. So they have a mix of those books, plus we do the library, or they can pick out other books online or whatever that they're interested in reading. And so my tip for you this Tuesday is to maybe give yourself a break and give your kids a break on the stringent reading curriculum. and make it more fun and more interesting for them. I think you'll see a change in their desire to read and just their interest in it in general. You know, take them to the library, let them look around and get books. They don't even have to, you know, not fictional, but they can do non-fictional books about whatever subjects they're interested in, and pretty soon I think you'll find that they love reading, they're interested in it, they want to go to the library, they want to learn more, and so that has just really helped us. It's helped everybody's attitude towards reading in general in our house, because we weren't like a huge home of readers, even though we're homeschoolers. And so anyways, I just hope that tip helps your homeschooling out, helps maybe alleviate some of the stress that you've had around your reading curriculum if you've had any. And again, as always, you're welcome to email me if you have any questions. My email is below. You can also find my blog links below. And if you have any ideas for Tip Tuesday, please email me and I'll be sure to try and include them in one of my next videos. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.